What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about MYRIA today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. It is the 31st day of August. Shout out to Ominous for the request. Here we are at about $30.83 right now. 5 hours, 28 minutes left in the day. I want to look at this on the weekly time frame real quick, actually. Just see where we are. MYRIA, however you pronounce it, from a low to a high. You hit your 1272. That's a nice reaction off your 1272, I got to admit. Coming all the way up here, though, it's pretty common to retrace to this area and then continue to go lower. That doesn't mean that you have to go lower. And in fact, if we're looking at this from the perspective of the rest of the market, you're actually doing better than most cryptos since April 7th from their lows on April 7th, right? You're up about, what is that, 45%, 56%. You're doing better than the average crypto right now. But you absolutely could go lower than you are now. I don't know if you go lower than this low, but lower than your current price. I think it's very possible. From a low to a high here, you've just broken through your golden ratio zone. It would actually make a lot of sense. Think about it like this. Fibonacci, sometimes it's, and oftentimes enough even actually, it's pretty damn serendipitous. Here's what I mean. Here, you found resistance at your 786. So then here, you might find support at your 786. Does that make sense? And that's, look at that. That's kind of at like, that's near the 000786, 75, 3075 area right there. Might be where you go. If not, 3065, something in that zone. Find support and then continue to move up. Maybe. The weekly RSI, there are things I like about it and there are things I don't like about it. I like that you're reluctant to get oversold. I don't like that you can't get above the 50 and that you've been living below the 50 predominantly since really since the beginning of this year, or since April of 2024. I don't like that. That's not a good look in itself. What about this high to low over here? All-time high to all-time low. This should be a significant one. 382 down to the 236. Oh, look at that. 307 coming up again at the 069. I would love it if you hit that line and came up. If you do, there's zero doubt in my mind you're going to the golden ratio. All the way up at 20478 to 20615, okay? Zero doubt in my mind. Which, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but from the current price, that would promote a 5.7 to a 7x, okay? 5.7 to 7x. From that low, that 7x turns into an 8.5x. That 5.7x turns into a 6.8x. So it definitely amplifies the returns if you time that low efficiently, if that is the low, right? Can it go lower? Can it go lower? You never know. You are set up to see some kind of nice, even like double bottom. It's very possible you could see a double bottom, but I like the shape so far. Correction phases typically are 1, 2, 3 legs, so I think you've gotten done with that. You're just setting up for your next move up. I don't mind it. I actually really don't mind it at all. Looking at the stochastics, a little bit bearish. Looking at the RSI or the MACD, no, it's not bad. It's in a bearish posturing overall. RSI has it's neutral, but it has some bearish tendencies, relatively speaking. But overall, it looks good just because of this run. I just don't like what you're doing with the price. Finding resistance at key areas of support. I guess I am bearish on the RSI. Bearish on all fronts. So lower we go. Daily time frame here, also bearish. Yes. The RSI, typically whenever you form these downtrends, okay, lower lows, lower highs, typically they end in the oversold zone, not out of the oversold zone. On the bright side, you are doing something kind of weird, where you're taking your downtrend and you're kind of turning it into a sideways trend here, kind of. So as long as you hold this area, you don't go too much lower. Maybe you're about to rip, actually. And going down to 307, sorry. Going down to 307 from the current price, I think would nullify that sidewaysness on the RSI. Would it, though? I don't know. You could wick down there. 3075 to 3065. That's what I'm sticking with. I think you're going down there. One way or another. I don't care how it looks, but I think you're getting down there, okay? Yeah. 4-hour time frame. Looking at this here. Bearish on the RSI. The stochastics are momentarily bullish. So is the MACD, but overall bearish on both of them. So I'm not weighing too much on that. And the RSI probably means more than either of these indicators on this time frame. Hold on, I need to clear my throat again. It's bad, man. It's really bad. 3083. Looking at this here. Yeah, RSI is bearish. You're rejecting the overbought zone, getting oversold continuously. MACD is living below the zero on the oscillators. Yeah, you're going down. Down it is. Okay, so enough of that. I think that we all understand where the price is going to go, right? 3075 to 3065. That's the anticipated target area. Okay. If I'm wrong, then it's going to the depths, and we'll never see the light of day again. From a high to a low here, my expectation would be that if it does, or when it does, find support, when it moves up higher, you should be seeing prices that are just above these highs here at about 20478 to 20615. Okay, that's the target area intended. Could you go higher? Sure. Maybe you find resistance at the 786, support at the 786, resistance here at this 786. You know, if that serendipity kind of works out with the fibs. But I would think, you know, looking at this here, you've got this kind of setup for a W shape. I would think that you see prices just above this high, and that would probably take you again 2 zeros, 478, 20615. I don't have anything else that I want to say. I think I've said it all. So if you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I like the ribbon. I must say I actually do like the weekly ribbon. I think that looks like you want to cross through it. You're not like just straight rejecting it. You're flirting with it. The next time that you come up, you're probably going to break through it. The daily and the 3 days do look bearish, but of course they are if we're expecting to move down over the short term. So I got nothing else, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves. All right, bye-bye.